G'day, it's Manor Lords Early Access Release Day, so we're jumping back in, having another look at Manor Lords. I did check this one out back when it sort of came out for Steam Next Fest, but now the things here, I love this style of game enough, so let's have a look. So, just make me. It's probably the closest picture to what we got there. Go a primary color of blue. Go a color of yellow. Big fan of yellows. Go a tree. I like the peacefulness of a tree. Leaves are the secondary, so let's go nice grey and white. But look at the size of the tree out there. I don't think I need wander much further than that. Let's just jump straight in. Again, in spirit of jumping straight in, we'll just go default. We'll let it pick the scenario, so it looks like it's got us restoring the peace. The minion is our goal. Rate of 3 years. Balanced aggressiveness. All right. Let's see what we're looking at. Now, Banished is probably the game I love most in this genre of game, but it doesn't have combat, so I'm really interested to see how combat looks. The other game in this style that I played pretty heavily was Life is Feudal Forest Village, which is a brutal game, and that had a little bit of combat in it. And, but, I mean, your villagers could fight that, whereas this one I'm getting the sense I'm going to need knights. Okay, build up your town, your manor, and when you're ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once the claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. Okay. Families need food and fuel, so let's try and get our food and fuel supplies. I guess it's that one, number of months before we run out. So let's have a quick little look. We've got a nice few people around. WASD to move the camera. F, G, our rotators. Logging camp. Alright, well let's start off with our movement. Rotate. It's holding down. And the dots are road connection points. So that's what those 4 points around the edges are. Well, forest seems thickest on this side of the road. Let's just put him over there. Let's give him a woodcutter's lodge as well. Saw pit. So it looks like this is going to be where we're getting our planks, firewood, timber. We can have someone who plants his trees, but I don't feel like that's a problem for a little while. Mining. Stone cutter. Do we have any stone? Ooh. Way too far there. Information. Field stone deposits. So, at the moment, I can't see any stone. So we'll put that on the back burner. Residentials are going to cost us wood. We want a well, I would say, nice and early. So let's him rotated around. We'll put him right up against the tents. Farming. Space to grow various crops, including wheat, flax, and barley. Alright, so it looks like we're pretty fertile here. It's our space. Maybe let's go back out this way. This game works in like grid, but does snap to the roads, which I think is very cool. So that makes it really feel like a proper field, that it runs to the boundary. Farmhouse. Used to employ families on the field. Farm workers plough the fields as soon as winter passes, but no later than November. Then they sow them with chosen crops. Harvest. Then the crops are transported to the farmhouse. Okay, so definitely need a farmhouse for doing. Farmhouse employs families who work on the field. The workforce is distributed. The workforce is distributed proportionately in accordance with the field's set priority level. When crops are growing, they absorb certain nutrients from the soil, temporarily lowers its fertility and thus diminishing yields over time. To combat this, consider changing your crop types, or even better, leaving the field fallow for a year. So fallow is it as it stands, so we can say crop rotation, and we could say wheat. And then we could say barley then flax, or we could say fallow and then, so it's sort of like we could go wheat, wheat, fallow. Let's go wheat, wheat, fallow. Okay, so we need, almost all cases, resources and Manor Lords have to be physically moved. It can take a moment, so feel free to change game speed. Game controls are in the bottom right. Got it. Your work away.
Summer's coming soon, and soon the beating sun.
So I think all of those could be sheep farm would actually be nice. So I need to make pasture and then a sheep farm, I assume is similar to a farmhouse. But I think first what we want is that farmhouse. We need one more timber in order to get that. So we need the logging camp to be made. So let's just speed things up. That's cool. You can see the oxen is moving the logs over to help with construction. Selected and assign a family whenever you'd like to start production. So this is an interesting thing. This, unlike other games in this style, you're not assigning an individual. It seems like you're assigning a family. So that one is a full family, and there's 5 families. So even though I have more, I've got 10 people, I can only assign 5 as workers, because as a family, they're going to do that job. That's the family business. So let's just speed things up a tiny little bit. Basically, want to just see one more timber come into play here. See, a tree has just gone down. Okay, we've now got 4 timber. Woodcutter's Lodge is finished. Let's ask for a farmhouse to get built. Build it down there, because we'll actually go more fields. Where do we want to put? Talk to me about roads. Some workplaces allow villagers to use handcarts to transport up to 10 goods at once. However, pulling a cart off-road is extremely slow. It makes connecting your buildings. Blah, blah, blah. We get it. Alright, so let's run a path from that connector there to... What's your objection to going that way? Go to there. And let's run from there to there. And then across the back. So basically we're just trying to an entrance into this our sort of farming area. And then we're going to put a pasture. Some buildings have flexible borders. Place 4 points designated area. The cursor will snap the roads, try to create an organic shape. You can leave more space for future extensions, upgrades. The first 2 points mark the front of the house by default. Okay, so that was it. We'll run this guy sort of back. That way. And then we'll put a sheep farm. There. I've heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor against those who have wronged me. I hope you'll not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may spread about me, signed and sealed by my own Petervolt von Berenrout. Alright, so what's this guy on about? Rhetoric. You have no rightful claim to Selbitz and Hostoppen, so I can be a little grump about it. I require silver for my endeavors. Request funds. Declaration, your time has come. So let's just send as polite a thing as possible. And where am I now? Here we are. This view shows which regions are under whose control. You can press claims under regions to gain enough influence. Okay. So now what we're doing is we've got our sort of wood up and running, and probably what we want to do is run this sort of run across those, make those connections, swing around there a little bit, and then let's run up that way. The roads are really pretty in this. They're very natural looking, I think. Like it just looks like that's the way that someone has wandered caused this to happen. And the other thing that I never tried when I did play this on Alpha that I am curious to have a look at. Actually, what we need to do is also assign some more families to jobs. The second place still isn't built. Farmhouse still going too. So over here with the picture of me in the top right, there's the picture of the eye. If I use that, I'm allowed to go wander in my city.
Tomorrow, find a new home for town.
And my hair's a little bit different to those looks like, but I'm just one of you. How I mingle with the commoners. I kind of want to see how this road I've built through the forest looks. I think that's going to be the neatest thing. And it's kind of cool, I think, to sort of build a city and then get to experience, like, just wandering through it. Especially when it has this many, like, natural shapes as this one does. Like, they're not, say something like Banished, for example, is sort of assigned to rigid squaring. Whereas this is moving away from that. And I, like, say, looking at this, I did not realize that, say, this was built on a hill. And that's really cool to see, like, the sheep paddock and the farming land sort of just expanding off both directions. Really neat. And especially because, like, they're continuing to work while I'm doing that, so I can just enjoy, like, instead of speeding up the game, I could possibly just take a walk through through my village. So what we want to start doing next then is going to be building houses. Let's slow things down to a normal speed again. Got a lot of industry there too. Some trade. So that's our sort of settlers camp that we've already got. We can just make some shrines and rid of shrubberies. Granary. So the granary requires stone. We do have some stone already. I otherwise need to figure out where stone is. I wonder if there's a way that I can see stone. That's stone. There's our stone field. Is that the closest one that we've got? Or rather the only one that we've got? I do love the idea that I'm using the full region though. Like, it is a bit of a wander out. I mean, you can see it's basically just on the far side of the fields. I do love the idea that sort of like it's not all just like right in my back pocket. Does seem like stone is going to be important, so we will have that set up to get there. My different overlays. Can I don't need my overlay screen showing here. Can I minimize that? It's cool as I mean, a fire hazard thing is kind of cool, but I'm like, at an era of this, how much of a fire hazard would they have been worrying about? We've still got three families that are unassigned that I do hope are going to continue to be doing things, but I actually wonder if I've jumped the gun on this. Like, do I need planks? Does houses need planks? No, they just need wood. So, I don't think I need to assign anyone to the saw pit just yet. But we do have 2 wood, so let's start by building a house. I think that this road here is probably our best sort of initial point for a house. And obviously, like, I can make it as big as I want. It's big enough there that it can have an extension. Start with just the one house. We'll see how he goes. I do like that it didn't unselect the housing build process for me once I finished building that one, so I can sort of just need to build multiple ones after the other. I do have a problem too that if no one has started building the farmhouse, I currently have no source of food in place. Do we have more basic food options here?
Can't find a good tree in soft ground.
Hitching post. Does seem like it would be worth having a hitching post. Do I have 1 wood? I do, but let's backtrack. Sorry, sidetrack there again. Gathering. Alright. Hunter and a forager. Let's put the hunter and the forager up. In the same area as the forest. And let's make the priority for the forager high. Actually, let's make the priority for both high, because we really do need those built. Dragging that log all over the place, aren't you? That is neat. They sort of just get... Basically see the log getting transported. That's pretty close to done. Do I need to actually, like, have sheep? Say banished, you needed to do a trade in order to get them. I feel like everything else realism this game's doing, it's not just going to let me magically have a sheep because I've built a house for them. Forager's hut's getting constructed over there. So the +1 there, is that saying that there's one on the way?
Hey, bring that piece over here.
Okay, so we're definitely going to give just a family straight. Straight under that.
Pass me the hammer, will you?
Hunters as well, of a hunting family. When population of a herd drops to this number, workers will stop hunting. Good. New mercenary companies available. Now I assume that that means that I can hire people to be my army. Probably not worrying about too much at the moment. Do have more timber. How many families have I got doing that? Just one. They're doing a great job. Let's get that hitching post in place. What do I have a hitching post? What's that? Supplies, supplies. Yeah. Oh, there's a hitching post. Can I cancel that? Raining. Homeless will move to the plot, and if thumbs up approval is high enough, it might attract new families too. However, families need more than just space to be happy. Click on the building to check out their residential requests. Okay, let's slow things down. So they want a church. Fuel stall supply. Alright, and there's the two people. That's cool. We're looking at it.
I tell her maybe didn't scream at me all the time, wouldn't hurt.
So I want to see what it looks like to walk through the rain. Although there's puddles that actually properly reflect as well.
Move that head. Why do I have to carry this alone? This is heavier than it looks.
We've got 11 people. So we have had a little bit of population growth. We do have plenty of timber now too, so let's get... I would assume that that means that one family is now moved in. Third, there's a son in that family. Let's keep working on some residents. I'm trying to think of the cleanest way to build here.
Summer's coming soon.
Little road. You're not confident you can cut through there? Build straight down this way. Then we'll build straight across there. It's really interesting because I like sort of get to dictate the size of the blocks of land. This, so it can meet the back of that one. Another. But a weird angle there. Sorry, I'm pressing Q there, which is switch across the options. Residential. Okay, so then we'll go similarly down this way. As long as they're all got the room for the eventual expansion, I think is basically what we want. Go 4. I think it would be nice to have a road that runs on the other side of this as well.
This is heavier than it looks.
How do you feel like you've got to fling all the way around? Do you not think that there's a road already in that position?
Bring this in, move that head.
Yeah, okay, so that +4 is saying there's 4 more houses coming. Still saying that there's 5 families. Farmhouse still has goods to get transported to it. The pasture space is done. But livestock. So I feel like I just don't have the anything to put in there. Like I need to build a trade hall. Okay, so that guy needs planks. So
Can I
the
stay
saw
ready?
pit will need to get built, and we have a corpse pit too. Not all deserve to be buried in consecrated ground. Use this building to root any raider corpses quickly. Marketplace provides space for assigned families to set up stalls and distribute their produce. Also, I get to plot this one too. Cool. Before I do that, I want a road that sort of runs from here straight across this way. So with that in mind, I would then like my marketplace to run a very weird angle that gets to take... That's saying that that's all the spots it requires, so I've gone too far up this way. That's more the... For some reason I feel like that's a really pretty way of... Yeah, I should make it... I'm going to demolish it real quick. I'm going to go with my original instinct to make it even bigger. So let's go that way, let's go out. I don't know what the markers there mean, but let's give them even more room. Waiting for that last piece of wood to go that way. Let's crank the pace a little bit here. Firewood stall. Oh, someone's... That's great. I do want a family working on the saw pit, just because these guys do want like a place of worship. I feel like, again, you can see that the wood is just going to the same one place. But although, interestingly, it's not the first place built. Like, I don't know why this plot here wasn't considered the priority spot. Now, as soon as we got that house built, we got another person in our population too, I noticed. Went to 12. But because we can only assign things to families, not to individuals, it doesn't really give us more people to work with. No space left for production. Woodcutter's Lodge. I mean, not the worst thing in the world if you've successfully got all the way up. This is really cool. The, sorry, did I press a button that shouldn't be done that? I love the idea that eventually the market will just become this bustling place for all the various families and their jobs. So there's 5 houses, there are 5 families. So that should be everyone accounted for at the moment. Question is, do we get the population, slow down a bit. Get the population, you have to have empty burgage plots and you need approval, needs to be over 50%. Okay, so woodcutters are done. The woodcutters are... No, the woodcutters are now not going to be used as excess. I should like them to be. Let's look at... let's expand this road further this way. And we will construct 2 more houses. It does sort of snap to a length there. Like, if I go further out, like, those ones go in that unit break, but... And then beyond that, it sort of just stretches. I mean, it feels like you could really build something ridiculous. I'm just curious to see what it says, because I know, I think it did say that you can have more than 1 house. There you go. So there's 2 families can be in that. So if we go 1 more across and up, can we have 2 houses with 2 extensions? We can have 3 houses with no extensions. At that point, I feel like we are cutting some of these guys a little short. We want to have everyone have the ability to have an extension on their house. Now, it does look like that cuts across this guy, but he'll just expand further the other way. Snapping. So we'll have those 2 extra houses be built for now. I don't know what the priority is going to be on houses that aren't for a particular family to live in. Like, what's their drive if they're that's coming in because people are walking back and forth between these spots. Very cool. Alright, we do have work happening on these spots. The farmhouse is built. So we're going to assign a family to that. And really tricky about who then... Let's get rid of the foragers for now. Bandits came and stole our berries. If the field is not set to fallow, workers will plough it and sow the crops as soon as possible. Yield will increase as it grows. Harvest is in September during harvest season. Very cool to see him doing it. And look at that, the tents are gone.
Another beam coming up.
Okay, so now we have the room for 7 families, and we still only have 5. So we'll keep an eye. Oh, because we've got to be over 50%. Homelessness -4. So, morale builds basically what we need. So, say if we build a town central haven. By the way, is anyone doing anything with the stone pit? Has that been built? It has. We're gonna give... we won't put anyone on it for now. We don't need stone. Slow things down for a moment. Just admire the city. We're over at the market at the moment. Looks like you can see the, I mean, that's really cool as well, the detail of that you can see that there's the woodcutters of wood on there. I'm just curious when he puts it down, does it actually increase the amount? It does. Very cool. And then this would be our hunter, I would say, since we've got meats. Does look like there's berries on the ground as well, so maybe both families can supply that. So over there's our wood cutting district. Then back this way is the housing. The way the fence is just sort of like, there's no perfection to the way that that's built. That the wildflowers and things are just sort of like where they were. The look of this game is amazing. Really liking that. Now, what I also need, create new units. I do it just to see what it is. Or militia. So yeah, again, it would have to be from people in town. Firewood cart, permanent market stall which provides a passive income for firewood as long as the region has enough regional wealth. Food cart. Storehouse I feel like we need. Let's get that in over there. Granary also sounds quite handy, so let's get that across from the storehouse. grain into flour, flour into bread. So, I mean, if our wheat was sort of coming along, those would both be worthwhile. Let's do them on this side of the road. Use this building to set up a barter connection, allowing you to send and receive goods between this and another region in your command. So that's not useful yet. See that all these, I don't know if they're not the trees they're cutting out, they're just the like shrubs around. It does make the argument that I possibly do need to start looking at getting a forester's hut in. Even if no one can work it for a while. I do feel like the tavern is going to be a real quality of life improvement here that see us maybe reach that 50% there. Still waiting for a log to come over. There it is. Does someone need to work at the tavern? They do. It has a pantry as well. Market food variety went up a bit. So it does feel like we're in dire need of more families. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove the logging camp family for now. And we're gonna give it to... No, we're just gonna leave that family to do it because this stage I don't think I need to build anything else. I think that we've got the amount of houses that we need. And everything else that we've done, this game makes you pay for it before you place it, so we know that we've got enough logs for all of the existing systems. Do these guys need water nearby, I wonder? Not enough to build one. Just in this little corner here. Build another well. Strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived. You'll now be able to create your first militia banners to serve you and protect your people. However, you'll need more weapons to equip all the people as the settlement grows, either by making them or importing them from other lands. Any indication of what I've gotten? Spears, large shields. So, spear militia. You've created your first militia unit. The male villages will be evenly distributed between all militia units. They will then try to find the required equipment. Weapon and shield depends on the unit type, while the maximum quality of body armor and helmet depends on your village residential level. After bringing all the necessary equipment home, the units are marked as ready to rally. Okay. Is that all that I have to do? I like the way that they're just sort of not evenly running across this. Well, that is my time for how long I normally will put into one of these. This is a game that I'm definitely going to be playing, whether it is privately or on my channel. So let me know. Did you enjoy it? Do you want to see me playing more of this one? If so, I can definitely make a few more videos of this because I will be about creating this world. But if you're not interested, feel free to say nothing and I'll I'll do it myself. Any questions or comments? Otherwise, feel free to check them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.